Welcome back, tuning into today's video. We're going to have a bit of an August look ahead today, have a look at some of the longer range models, see what they're showing for August. This isn't the official August forecast. I'll be doing that next week, probably next Friday actually, week today. Friday the 2nd, I'll probably do the August forecast then. Just a bit of amusing really for what the charts are showing for the coming month. Now we've got big rain coming up over the weekend across some parts of the country. I've done an update to my blog on my flash page about that, so if you want to know about the rain, there could be some local flooding for some places. Go up to Flash, which is in the top menu on the top of this page. Click on Flash, you'll go through the Flash page. You'll be able to read what's going on, because this video is going to focus on August rather than the events that's coming up over the weekend. But there could be some very significant rainfall for some parts of the country on Saturday night, so do go and check it out, see what could be on the way. We're going to start off the August though with the JMA model, but before I get on with that, I should just say that there's green keyword ads on all my pages at gasworthbiz.com. If you roll your cursor over the green keywords, they'll display ads, but if you click through the word, you'll go to the advertised website, and by doing that, you're supporting gasworthbiz.com, and all I can say is thanks very much for doing that. So, yeah, we're going to start off with the JMA model. This is broken down into weekly periods. It's just updated about 10 minutes ago from when I'm doing this video. We're looking at 500 millibar height anomalies, first of all, and what we're specifically focusing on, of course, is the British Isles and the Atlantic and Europe. So we'll start off with the jet stream. This thick black line here is where the jet stream is forecast to be through the next week. This is taking us up to the week ending Friday the 2nd of August, and yeah, the jet stream is coming through, or actually a little bit to the south of the British Isles. We've got low pressure here being forecast to be centred in the Atlantic, a deep trough of low pressure. High pressure is pushed away to the east. The high pressure that's been giving us all of the hot and dry weather through July, that's moving away to the east. So that's a pretty unsettled looking 500 millibar height anomaly from the JMA model. You have to say low pressure very much dominating. I'll just make sure that you're aware where the British Isles is, because we're upside down on this chart, which isn't that helpful, but that's where the British Isles is, just there. So we're there, the jet stream is coming through there, and low pressure is centred around and to the west of the country. A very unsettled looking signal. So the next weekly period, which is taking us up to around the 9th of August, so well into August there, and it's the same sort of idea, really, no real change. The colours have come up a little bit, so maybe the trough isn't quite as deep, but really it's the same idea with the jet stream coming through the British Isles, something like that. The high pressure is pushed away to the east, the low pressure is around and to the west and over the British Isles, excuse me, just there. So again, that's a very unsettled looking signal for the first week into the second week, actually, of August. And then for the third and fourth weeks, the 500 millibar height anomaly is showing no real improvement, and this is taking us up to around the 23rd of August, so it's taking us a long way into August, and as I say, no real signs of an improvement there. The jet stream is still forecast to be coming through the British Isles. Low pressure is still centred out to the west and over British Isles as an anomalous trough at 500 millibars. No real sign of high pressure, actually. The high pressure to the east even has weakened quite a bit. So again, that looks like a very unsettled signal through most of August. You have to say that's a pretty grim update from the JMA model, and the JMA model is a pretty good model. I do rate it quite highly, actually. That's a pretty grim sort of update from the JMA model. It's showing that we're going to have a trough dominating throughout much of August, and that will keep it very unsettled. The 500 millibar height anomalies from the Beijing Climate Centre are broken down into 10-day periods. This actually updated a few days ago, so it's a little bit out of date. We'll be getting another update from the Beijing Climate Centre tonight, but it's a consistent signal that we're seeing from the Beijing Climate Centre, which again is for a trough of low pressure to be around the British Isles through into the start of August at least. This is taking us from the 10-day period from the 31st of July to the 9th of August, and it's sort of the same idea very much as the JMA model, which is for a trough of low pressure to be very dominant around the British Isles. So an unsettled start to August, most certainly. The next 10-day period takes us from the 10th to the 19th of July, and there's no improvement there, with a trough of low pressure at 500 millibars and a trough of below average heights really dominating weather across the British Isles and stretching in Central Europe as well. The high pressure is all pushed away up to the northeast, well away from the country, so that's does look really quite unsettled going into the second 10-day period of July. And then we can go right up to the 29th of August, I should say. Then we can go up to the final period, final 10-day period of August, and it's the same sort of idea from the 20th to the 29th of August, which is that again we're keeping a trough of below average heights around the country. The colours are coming up a little bit, so the trough isn't as deep, but nevertheless, the suggestion is still that we're keeping a trough of low pressure around the country, a trough of below average heights. The high pressure is becoming centred up towards Greenland, actually, so if anything, that turns it cooler as we go into the second half of August. With that, you'd be expecting to see a lot of northerly and northeasterly winds coming down across the country, with that trough becoming more centred to the east and the ridge up over Greenland. So that's a pretty grim outlook from the Beijing Climate Centre as well. We've got the JMA and the Beijing Climate Centre both looking really quite bad for August. Very cool and unsettled months, if that's right. Just have a quick look at the Korean model. And this is the good news if you like it warmer and dry and settled, because this is slightly better, or it's quite a bit better actually. This is showing, again, it's broken down into 10-day periods, I think. It's going from early, mid to late part of the month. We're starting off in the middle part of the month. We haven't got the early part of August now. This is for the middle of August, so presumably something like the 10th to the 20th of August. And what we're seeing here is that the jet stream is further north with this. We've got a better area of high pressure ridging in from the Azores. You can't see it that well because of the colour, but that's an area of high pressure ridging in from the Azores. We've got low pressure out to the northwest. So really for England and Wales, we're probably keeping it, well, not dry, but we're keeping it drier, certainly than the other two models, and quite a bit warmer as well. The wet weather is probably being kept quite well away to the north and the west of the country. For the late July sea level pressure anomaly, it's the same sort of idea, but actually improves quite a bit. We begin to build that area of high pressure into the east of the country, into the southeast of the country. So we've got high pressure sitting just there. The low pressure is out to the northwest across Iceland. That could be bringing some quite hot air up from the south, actually, for late August, the final 10-day period of August. That looks really quite good, particularly for England and Wales. Could be very warm with that. A late summer hot spell possible with that, when the low pressure is pushed off to the north. What about early September? We can see early September with this, actually, and then the heights are pushing out to the west. The sea level pressure anomaly is showing that high pressure becoming centred to the west of the country. Low pressures up over Scandinavia, and with that we're probably bringing down more in way of northerly winds, actually, so that could be quite a cool start to September, but maybe not all that unsettled. The high pressure's out to the west of the country, so I don't think it'll be particularly wet, but probably quite cool to start September. So it's a bit of a mixed bag there. The JMA model and the Beijing Climate Centre certainly look pretty grim. I'm a bit concerned about those two. They look really quite unsettled, pretty cool as well, and no doubt quite wet. Well into August, well into the second half of the month. The Korean model does look better. It looks a lot better for England and Wales, quite a bit better for all of us, and particularly the latter stages of August from the Korean model will give us some mainly dry and very warm weather as well. Now, I'm not sure August is going to be as good as the Korean model, but I'm not sure it's going to be as bad as the JMA and the Beijing Climate Centre. In the end, we're probably going to come out something in between the two, and it's going to be a case for the August forecast of deciding how good or how bad I intend to go, and I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. It's posing a lot of problems, August, I have to say. It's not a clear signal such as we had for July. For July, it was very obvious we were going to have a really hot and dry anticyclonic month. August is looking a very different month on the face of it, and it's going to be pretty difficult for me to pin it all down. Hope you found it interesting. We'll be doing the weekend forecast tomorrow. Remember, go to the flash page if you're interested on what may be occurring over the weekend with the rain. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.